Guess where we are? We just arrived at our room with an ocean view. The sun is setting, wherever the sun is.
Sun is over there. You had it right.
Oh, right there, the sun is setting. We have to look over another rooftop. But we are here on the Oregon coast. We are exhausted after 2 days of travel, but it was quite a beautiful drive through the stark emptiness of the Great Basin and then up into the pines of Oregon and now at the beach.
Now at the beach for a few days.
So more tomorrow after we have rested, and we have quite a few things we're going to share with you on the trip. So more tomorrow.
Okay, take care. We'll see you later.
Hi, how you doing? We're here at the tide pools.
Good morning and welcome to Trail Grazers, where we are on the Oregon coast and just woke up on our first full day here. We arrived last night after 2 days on the road.
Must have been midnight, 2 in the morning.
But anyway, we're here at Yaquina Head. There's a lighthouse and there's lots of tide pools. It's low tide. So we're going to go check out those tide pools. But here is kind of a view of where we are. So this is Yaquina Head. It's very foggy this morning. There's the lighthouse. We've been up all the way to the top of that lighthouse many times when I had teacher groups here years ago. It is not something we're going to be doing. But down here, there are some wonderful, wonderful tide pools. And so we're going to go check them out. Hope we can see. It's misty and foggy and cold. So we're going to walk down this little trail and see what we can see in terms of the tide pools. So we are standing at a little lookout area. Those look very interesting. Hi there, how are you?
Good.
Can I get you on video?
Sure, that's fine, yeah. Just a few quick tide pool safety things here to tell you.
Thank you very much.
Definitely.
We ask that you please keep your feet on the top of bare rock only. Please don't step on living things.
Okay.
Like fossils, those are all alive down there. Rockweed, other vegetation covering the rocks. Those things can be either sharp or slippery as well. So just for your safety, that you keep your feet on rock only.
Sounds good to me.
Yep. You are welcome to touch the small critters in the pools if you so desire. Just be nice and gentle if you do so, and then please leave them where they are. Don't let them take anything, including seashells and rock.
Some more signage here on our way down. Gonna go check out that orange sea star that the ranger just told us about. I'm so glad there are stairs here. This makes it really nice. All right, we're down. The rocks are very wet.
Looks like lots of kelp remnants.
So these have been, when the tide comes in, all of this will be covered.
You're going to be okay?
Yeah. What interesting stones these are, my goodness.
We'll have to come back here when the tide has covered everything.
Okay. Okay, so there's some anemones all through here. Some little tiny babies. There's a worm. I've lost that sea star.
I never saw it.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
I'm going to make my way back towards the base of the stairs.
There's something orange right there. I can't get a good look at it. Maybe when we get on the other side. But there's just anemones everywhere. Kelp lying flat. I wonder what that might be. Can you see what that orange thing is, Jim?
What orange thing?
On the side of this rock?
That may be the sea star.
I can't tell. It almost looks like a squid. But what do I know?
Can you take this?
Well, it's definitely something. Somebody's phone is ringing.
Oh, I think it might, I have to go look at my list. It's not a squid. It might be a sea cucumber. Oh my gosh, look at all these anemones. They're everywhere. Here's one that's partially out, you can see.
Okay.
Did you get a close-up of that thing?
Oh, I didn't turn it on. There we go.
We can ask the ranger when we get back up there. Wow, it's a big sea star. Cool, cool, cool.
Okay, where is it? Right there. That's the sea star that he pointed out.
Yes, they are.
Okay, so.
I can see in the camera.
All right. Oh, colonies of mussels. As if I know what I'm talking about.
Pelicans out there.
Oh, I see a pelican way out there.
Cool.
It's a dot.
Did you get it?
Yeah, it's a dot in the sky.
There are 3 of them right there on the rock.
Oh, are there 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think they're pelicans. I think we just located some seals over on the top of that rock, although they might be pelicans too. People around us are saying seals, but
I got wings flapping up
I
there.
just see birds. But who knows? There could be seals for sure. Well, that black rock is really, really hard to walk on. So we are done for the day for this spot, and I think we're going to go have some breakfast. So I just talked to the ranger about what that orange animal was, and I saw a picture of it. It is a chitin, and it is a mollusk, and that's the largest chitin that is out here. So that was pretty exciting. So this is a great place, but I'm very out of breath. Walking on those black stones was very difficult. Jim saved me a couple of times from going down. So I think we are now headed to breakfast.
So what I want to do is after being down at the tide pools, what I want to do is get a picture of what the fog looks like and what it's doing to the coastline here in Oregon. So in the middle of the picture, you can see the coastline and the fog above it. And closer to us here at the state park, very little fog, but again, panning out. Again, it's an interesting sight.
One of the reasons that we come here is for the marionberry pie, only available in Oregon, as I understand. I've tried to grow marionberries where we are, no go. And so I'm going to have a marionberry pie for breakfast. Well, a piece of marionberry pie.
Sounds good. We can do that as a kind of dessert thing.
Hydrangea bushes everywhere. Lush, lush landscape. So different than our high desert at home. More hydrangeas in blue. We're in the middle of a pine forest.
Oh, there's the ocean.
Yes, peaks of the ocean as we walk by, low tide, and whatever these are. More hydrangeas. It's very shady, but we're about to step out into the sun. Here we are. So coming up on the bridge here in just a moment. So we want the left lane. And here it is. Looking out over the bay and the ocean in that direction.
Smells like Navy Yards.
Oregon State University, Hatfield Marine Science Center. So are you an Oregon State student?
I'm not. I just work here.
You just work here?
Yeah.
Well, it's a fun place to work, I bet.
It is. I'm definitely a student of life.
Well, that's a great answer. Is the octopus still here?
We put him back in the ocean about a month and a half ago.
Oh, really?
I think in the middle of July, because he was ready to mate. So.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
How nice of you.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was thrilled.
Yep. Have fun, you too.
Thank you. It's very empty this morning, which is nice. So they have mock-ups of tide pools. And in this one you can see lots of sea stars. And they are very touchable. Some sea urchins, which I think I will refrain from touching. Looks like a sea cucumber there. It says we can touch the tentacles of the sea urchins, but not the center. I think I'll pass. So we're going to create a wave.
Yeah.
There's a wave. Do it. See what that critter is. Oh, I think it's a chitin, like the one we saw yesterday. So, more oysters. Pipefish. Oh my gosh, look. They look just exactly like the grasses.
Yeah. The one down here. There it is. Pull back some.
The green one at the top
Yeah,
looks
the
just
two.
like grass.
Yeah.
Well, what did you think?
I thought it was fantastic.
It
I thoroughly
was.
enjoyed making the waves and looking in the
Honey, you
magnetism
make
with the
waves
lights.
all the
Oh,
time.
thanks. That's really nice of you.
So that was fun. All right. Here is Oregon Coast fish and chips, the real deal. Not what you get in southern Utah, let me tell you. And right outside the window, there's the ocean. And Devil's Punch Bowl is right behind those cars, and we'll go see that in a few minutes. Well, lunch was delicious, and we're now looking down at the ocean. We're very close to Devil's Punch Bowl, but what we're looking at right over there, that is the place where we are staying. It's called Ottercrest Inn, or I guess it's the Inn at Ottercrest?
In at Ottercrest.
Yeah. So that's the rock we can see from our back patio. And around the corner over here is Devil's Punch Bowl, so let's go see it. So here it is. You can see where the water comes in. And sometimes when the tide is high, and it is high tide, I've been down inside that with low tide and you can touch the ground in it, but now the waves are coming in. When storms come in, the waves just crash in here and splash up as high as we are. But we're not gonna, obviously we're not gonna get that today. Okay, there's a better look at it from the distance. There are barnacles all over the rocks that are under the water with high tide here. But it's a pretty fun place and pretty wild on a stormy day when the waves come crashing up. Coming up is a sign that tells us we're either leaving or entering a tsunami zone right there. So we are leaving a tsunami zone because we've been climbing. But in a few minutes, after we get to the top of that hill up there and start dropping down again, there will be another sign that says entering a tsunami zone. And here is another one right here. We are entering a tsunami zone. So if a tsunami were to come in right now, we would be engulfed. Good morning. It is very, very early on our last day here. We're leaving in just a few minutes. It's not even, the sun isn't even up. It's not even 7 a.m. yet, and we have a 2-day drive ahead of us. But we're just out here. Jim has gone down to the car with the load, and then we'll be on our way in just a few minutes, and we're just saying goodbye to the beautiful ocean. We've loved being here and have had a really great time. We spent most of the day yesterday with Jim's grandson, who drove down from Portland, and it was really good to see him doing so well, so we're really proud of him. So there are some things that I want to unpack with you about this trip, things that I have learned about car trips and things to take and things to leave home next time, and we'll do that at the end of this video, so stay tuned. Once we get home, we'll do that little piece of the video, so we'll see you in a couple of days. Right, so we are home. We got home about 7:30 last night and we were so exhausted we didn't even do much unpacking. We unloaded the car and that was about it. But we had a wonderful time and some adventures along the way. What was your favorite part of the trip?
Probably going down to the beaches. We ended up going down to the tide pools.
You know, that was mine too. I calculated that it had been 20 years since I had taken a teacher group down there to study the tide pools. Yeah. And I was actually, I shouldn't have been, but I was quite surprised at how less steady on my feet I was.
Well, if you're walking over pebbles like that are 1 billion years old.
I know, but 20 years ago, I was very fleet of foot through those tide pools.
Your feet have been fleeting for a long time.
But I loved seeing that big orange gumshoe chitin.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah. Because I asked the ranger on our way up the steps. But that was great. And we were able to see Jim's grandson drove down from Portland, and we spent half a day with him and went out to lunch, and that was good. So as we have been unpacking this morning, I was going to share with you the things that we have learned. But what I realized was there isn't enough time at the end of this video to share everything I want to share, because we really learned some what I think were important things, at least for us, about traveling, doing a car trip, and the food situation and other things. So we're going to save that for a second video, which will be out next week. And then we will go through the things that we learned and how we're going to work that into all future trips.
Some kind of practical application.
Yes, exactly. That's a good way to say it. So I just have to say, one of the adventures that we had was on our way home from Oregon. we had to change our route a little bit because we were going to go through Salt Lake. We just took diagonal, almost isolated highways up through Nevada and Oregon, and boy, they were really isolated to get there, and not on any big freeways or anything. But coming home, we did that only half the time, and then when we got to Winnemucca, where we stayed, we picked up I-80 and went straight into Salt Lake. I had to pick up a package from my brother in Salt Lake, so we went that way coming home. But we changed our route just a little bit on that first day from Oregon to Winnemucca.
Yeah, so from now on we stay on the freeways.
Oh my gosh. Our little mapping app that was supposed to be so good, we were way out in the wilderness, and all of a sudden it said to make a left turn on a gravel road. And we still had like 170 miles to go before Winnemucca, so we said, no, thank you.
Save 10 miles isn't worth it to me on a gravel or dirt road.
And so then it rerouted us through Highway 205 in Nevada or something,
like that.
202. It was the most isolated road I have ever been on. I think in 170 miles, only 2 cars passed us going the opposite direction.
Sure it wasn't 3?
And I was getting really, really nervous because I thought we were going to run out of gas. And it was starting to be toward the end of the afternoon, and I just envisioned that we'd be out there stuck in the middle of nowhere, running out of gas. Nobody would come by.
Rain and sleet storms.
I'm ignoring you. I didn't want to say anything to Jim because I thought it would jinx it if I say, how much gas do we have? And then he would tell me, oh, we're down to 1/8 of a tank. But it wasn't anything like that. He knew full well we still had plenty of gas to get where we were going, and we did finally make it. But boy, I was never so glad to see the lights of a town in my life as when we came up over the hill and could see Winnemucca.
And the first thing you saw was the signs for the casinos.
I know. We don't do casinos. In any case, we had a great time, and we will share with you lessons learned in our next video. So thank you. We're glad to have taken you along with us to the Oregon coast. We had a great time, and Jim loves the ocean. I love the ocean, and it was fun to get away. So we will see you very soon out there on the trail.
Take care. We'll see you later.